The exhibition Artists, Architects, Artisans is all about crossing boundaries. It starts with a quote from a stained glass designer, Samuel Molyneux Jones, denouncing the illogical absurdity that all forms of art are contained within the four sides of a picture frame. In this case, we have a piano designed by two Montreal architects, Edward and William Maxwell, and carved by a sculptor who's best known for doing monumental work, George W. Hill. It was part of an interior where the paneling of the walls all were in a similar style to the piano. So artists are not confined by one area of profession. We'll find artists who are sculptors and painters. And the mutual inspiration happens within studios and eventually within clubs. So it really is, there's a coming together in this generation, which is really new within the history of Canadian art, inspired certainly by examples abroad, but what the artists want to do is see similar ambitions carried out in their own country. The integration of the arts would happen in Canada in various buildings. Some remained at the level of proposals, others were in fact realized. In Toronto, the artist George Reed was inspired by French examples, specifically the decorations for the Pantheon in Paris, and he and fellow artists formed the Society of Mural Decorators to propose decorations for the new City Hall then being constructed. There was no support from the city for this, so Reed offered to paint murals for free to frame the entrance. Here we have the model or maquette that Reed painted to show what the decorations would look like. This is the full cycle and the first time they've ever been exhibited in their proper sequence. 4 figures carry a banner that echoes the inscription on the facade of the Pantheon in Paris, framed by 2 panels on the early settlement of Ontario. These were unveiled in 1899 when the building was completed. In other instances, architects received orders to do the entire building, not only the construction of the facade and layout of the plan, but also all the furnishings. This furniture comes from the Saskatchewan Legislative Building in Regina, a building designed, as well as the furniture designed by Edward and William Maxwell, the Montreal architects. The Maxwells also received the commission to design the Canadian Pacific Railway Station and Royal Alexandra Hotel in Winnipeg, and the chandelier came from the cafe in the hotel and was made by the Montreal metal worker Paul Beau. Another Montreal architect, Percy Nobbs, took a great interest in artisanship and especially in metal and woodwork. In 1916, he was commissioned to redecorate the interior of St. James Church in Trois-Rivières. He designed all the metalwork, the bracket, the fount, and the counterweight, as well as the grill, the metal grill, which was realized by Herman Sondheim, a Swiss immigrant. Artists and architects applied their talents and skills to all aspects of their own homes. Here we have furniture designed by George Reed and made by several associates. The andirons were made by Evelyn Lee. The piano was made by the Reed Brothers Manufacturing Company, no relation. The music cabinet was made by Edwin Challoner, but all designed by Reed, and of course the cabinet and piano were decorated by Reed. Mary Reed, his wife, also painted decorative objects, murals and mirrors. So again, all art is applied to all aspects of the furnishing and the environment of their own homes. Edward and William Maxwell designed this chapel for a house in Montreal in 1916. They designed all aspects of it, including the altar, the carvings. They purchased the window, the curtains they designed, the hanging lamp they designed. This is all installed in a house in Montreal that belongs to McGill University. This cabinet was designed by George Reed, made by Edwin Challoner, and with decorative enamels made by Mabel Adamson, who was president of the Arts and Crafts Society of Canada. The decorative aesthetic permeated painting at this point. 4 panels that were painted for a cottage on Georgian Bay by Tom Thompson were found to be too large, so not installed, and came to the National Gallery of Canada. The exhibition looks at the interaction of the arts, mutual inspiration, projects both in the public and domestic domain, where architects could realize all aspects of the building. It looks at different attitudes to artisanship, from home industries to professional crafts to industrial craft. The exhibition brings together works and projects from across Canada that have never been seen together before.